In 1935, most African children had no access to formal education. But after independence, something extraordinary happened. An entire continent decided to educate its children.
Colonial powers had deliberately limited African education, training only a small elite to serve their administrative needs while denying learning opportunities to millions.
African leaders understood that education was the key to true independence. They embarked on one of the most ambitious educational expansions in human history.
Communities across Africa contributed labor, materials, and funds to build classrooms in villages that had never seen a school before.
By 1980, approximately 62% of primary school-age children across Africa were enrolled in school, a dramatic increase from the colonial period.
African nations allocated up to 35% of their government budgets to education by 1980, a higher percentage than most developed countries.
The severe shortage of qualified teachers became a persistent problem, with many schools operating with overcrowded classrooms and undertrained instructors.
Leaders like Tanzania's Julius Nyerere advocated for education that was less elitist and more community-oriented, emphasizing practical skills and African values.
African educational leaders sought to integrate traditional knowledge systems with Western education, developing curricula relevant to African context and experiences.
European languages continued to dominate instruction, limiting the potential for more culturally relevant and accessible education for African children.
Secondary education saw impressive growth rates, reaching 20% enrollment across the continent despite starting from an extremely low base during the colonial period.
Universities were established across the continent as symbols of intellectual independence and centers for training the next generation of African leaders.
The educational revolution that began after independence laid the foundation for today's African scholars, professionals, and leaders who are transforming the continent.
This lesson is part of the UNESCO General History of Africa Curriculum Library at Ashaware.com, where Africa's story is told by Africa.